You want to come to a spot where you feel welcome, and when you come in here you feel welcome. You're treated nicely.
Everyone hates a Monday, but we don't. We love a Monday because we have the club.
I feel like it's like my second home, to be honest, because all my friends are here and you interact with all the people around you as well.
It's like a little community. Everyone says hey to everyone.
They provide something that's lacking in the inner city. They provide passion and drive to young people.
Never thought I'd end up doing filming, but now I really enjoy it. I'm going on to studying in college.
I wouldn't have met all these friends that I have now in the youth club.
I would never have ever talked to people by myself, ever. And now I just put myself out there and I talk to people, make new friends all the time and encourage young people to do the same.
If I hadn't went to a service like this, I know I'd be on a completely different path and I know I wouldn't have gotten help.
I can't even explain where I'd be now. It'd be just hard. It wouldn't be easy round up around days next to the woods. It'd be just, I don't know, it'd be like there'd be something missing. Put it that way.
I got told that it was very good, so I joined, and it's actually very good. And you do like loads of stuff in it.
When kids come in here, they can cook.
They do their homework.
Play games.
We get to do dancing, we get to do drawing.
Football, obviously in the sports hall, you can play on the PlayStation. You can also play on the computers in the room upstairs.
Pool, foosball, basketball, music.
I just love sports and I love to get active. Especially the summer program is probably actually one of the best as well.
Then people, if they're hungry, they get to eat.
And even if you're feeling upset, you can just talk to one of the staff members.
You can also do the projects that are there as well on the days.
We do a lot of things here, like we have a lot of opportunities. We're doing this documentary now. We done the Coda Dojo.
Science. I learned how to sew in here. Loads of things that you wouldn't imagine of. Like, I wouldn't imagine me doing it.
Discovery University, you do computing, psychology, early learning or business, and I picked computing because it was something I was interested in to see how it works.
So STEM, it's about like kind of science, like it's for making things.
This week in STEM we are making fan cards.
Are we going to have a race? There is a prize.
You get anything it's chewable or something small like a straw, bamboo stick, and you put a circular thing that can roll.
So there's all different types of wheels. There's big wheels.
And then you put your motor on, get a fan, which looks like this, propeller basically. Then when you plug your battery back in, the fan should start on, depending if your car is heavy or light. I'm not sure if this is heavy or light yet because we haven't tested it. It will depend how fast it will go or how slow it will go.
Go.
We've done the Goshka program, we're in the middle of doing that now, where we did cooking and we're just in the middle of doing the jiu-jitsu as well. And that's a skill that two of those I've really never done before, so it's teaching me something new.
We made a movie, our group did, and it was about like all the drugs going on and all in Ballybough.
To try help people not to do it.
Like teach people a lesson when they're older. Not to do drugs or like drink alcohol as much as other people do.
Or smoke because it's very bad for you and your teeth go yellow and all over.
And they go black and start falling out, that's not good for your health.
So when I went to the Cavan Centre, I started on the trainee youth work programme, and kind of like it goes hand in hand with college. So part of the deal is you have to go to college to be on the trainee youth worker programme. And 3 years later, I only finished 3 weeks ago, I have my BA, honours degree in social care, and I'm out looking for a job now.
We done the Girls Speak Up. The girl that done it felt like girls needed to speak up because lots of girls are really quiet. I learned that you can always say no to somebody. You don't always have to say yes, and you don't always have to agree with them. The last thing we done was we wrote positive thoughts about the people that were in the group, because to make people feel loved.
I went to the Boys Moving Up programme, and that talks about going into secondary school and how you feel and what your worries is, and the staff will try to make you feel better about going in, and it did help a good bit.
We have great discussions about mental health, and especially to help people from struggling for mental health as well.
I just think that everyone just opened up in the club because it's just a nice secured area where everyone is just friends with each other. They just play football or whatever they want to do, and everyone just can speak out, speak their opinion, say whatever they need to say.
Sometimes me and my family experience discrimination during the area, and this youth service helps up for us and for myself to build up my self-esteem.
They have been good, and they do make you feel like a person and make you feel worthwhile, and that you can go somewhere with your life, and that even if you have that problem with addiction, like, they'll help you work with it, and that's not going to take over your life.
I had a lot of good people pushing me from the Cavan Centre to do well, and I think it was really their belief in me that kind of gave me my own belief then in the long run that I could do it.
We're part of a young mothers group. This morning we came in, we said we'll do a bit of a breakfast, and we'll plan out for the next 6 weeks of what we're going to do.
And we're about to set again to a teddy bear picnic. Where are we doing now? Is that Wicklow? Is that Wicklow?
We can pick what we want to do, which is a good idea for us as well. We walk around what all of us like to do together.
What time will we be going at?
9:30. Like, it's lovely to do that around our friends, and
yeah, we just
and you
sit
can
here
just
and have
talk
a chat
and have a laugh. Do you want to bring them wetsuits to the dry cleaners before we The youth workers give you ideas to do, but we're the one that plans them out, and they just throw in a few ideas that we could do, in case we couldn't think of it.
It gives a bit of a time out for, like, away from the kids.
We let us interact with other young mothers.
Yeah. It feels supportive, like...
We'd help each other out, even outside the club, not only in the club. So it's good that we got to know each other better.
I think we'd be lost without this of a Monday.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a great relationship we have with the youth workers because they always like bring us in and even if you had problems they'd be like doing groups with you, like one-on-ones.
If I was feeling sad, the youth worker would maybe come over, say, alright, has anything happened, and it just feels better talking to someone and not just like keeping it in.
It's just because when you get into a fight with one of your friends and then when you see them the next day and you don't think they're gonna like you anymore, and then the youth workers always tell them you're alright. You are still friends.
The youth workers help me go through exams, especially when I'm going to third year as well. So now they do actually help me study and take notes and how you're actually supposed to compete and complete tests and all that.
They'll help them go through school, then they'll help them after school if they need help to get into a college or to get a job, and to give you, if you need stuff for the college, they'll give it to you. And then they'll help you onwards, and if you ever need, and you can just come down even if you're not in the club anymore, and you used to be in the club, so it's good.
Whatever kind of, if the young person was, say, had an interest in, say, Gaelic or GAR or something, they'd work with you to try help you get into that as part of your plan. They do a different plan with you, and if they think it might work for you and you mightn't think it, they might give you that little push, but in a good way.
The youth workers always encourage you to do stuff in life, as a whole, and also they'll do the projects with you. They'll help you out if you're struggling or something like that.
Well, all I'm going to say is I hung around with the wrong crowd before and I got away from all that. This guy, amazing guy should I say, the famous John White, he came into the club and he scourged me, he did. I mean scourged me. I used to just go into the club, into the Swan, just to shoot a game of pool. That's all I used to go in for. And this geezer comes in with his guitar. He says, "Arden, would you not sit down on the guitar?" And it took me a few weeks. He was like, "Nah, I'm not interested, John." Eventually I was like, "Right, I'll do this, John, to shut you up." Little did I know I sat down on that guitar. That was it. I was gone. That was me doing music then, from there on in.
Listening, and I know when I left you yesterday, listening was going to be quite cool. As I just said there, you don't know what I'm going to ask you to do. And a lot of people here are going, "I can't do it." So at least wait until you've heard what the task is, before you've decided that you can't do it. You'll find you will be capable of doing it. Okay? So your task is to get as much water around as possible, and then whoever's come round with the most water has done the best.
Put your head forward.
I got a full cup of water.
Yeah, look at mine.
Great.
I got a full cup. I feel proud of myself.
We won, you can see it.
My quote is, I can't do it. And every time they're like, oh, I'm like, oh, I can't do it. They're like, come on, I know you can do it. And then once I try it and then do everything, I can actually do it.
So we're going to let you get changed inside here, okay? You get in the water soon as, okay? You're all right. You just got to jump out, and all they do is hit the water, that's all. Just jump out. 1, 2, 3. Well done. Go.
Even though I was terrified of going in it, I realised that the water isn't that bad, and once you do it, you feel good after. So I tried it, and now I just feel like I love it and I want to try it again.
3, 2, 1, go!
I just kept on thinking, come on, you can do it. Because once you build up the confidence, you can always do it again.
The youth workers, they encourage you to show the people that told you that you can't do something, that you can do that. So all the girls wanted to make a football team, because when we do the club, the boys always take over the pitch and say that girls can't play football. So we just wanted to start a football team and show them that we can play football.
I just feel like simple things like opportunities that young people get in the inner city, they wouldn't get half of them if youth services wasn't around. Sense of self as well for young people. If you come from a background where there's not a lot of money in the family, or you're living in extreme poverty or relative poverty, you can't go to cinema, you can't go swimming. What's your other option? Stand in a park until 10:30 at night where it's dangerous and there might be drug dealers. What else is there for young people in the inner city if there's not youth projects? It's kind of like they give the young people a place to go that they can call their own, and it kind of incentivises them to stay off the streets.
This kind of drags people away from the bad environments and takes them in here, and you don't need to get up to bad stuff to have fun in here. That shows it.
There is a lot of problems with drugs and also antisocial.
It's a lot of crime, so it's better to have young kids in a group than out there.
The streets. Yeah.
If it wasn't for this youth club, that I'd be out probably like the rest of the people in the flats, doing what the rest of the people are, sitting on the terrace drinking, smoking, if I wasn't in a youth club and brought into something.
Me and my friends, none of us ever have gone into crime. I think that's mostly down to the youth service, because it keeps us occupied in a place and doesn't get into crime at all. Lets us do a project, lets us just go into the drop-ins and just play a bit of football or whatever you want.
People that come into the youth club kind of calm down, and all the leaders assure them that nothing's wrong, everything's going to be okay.
If it wasn't here, everyone would just be out on the streets rambling, and they wouldn't have anywhere to go like this. You're here, and you're safe. If your mama was worried about you, you're safe here.
And you're happy.
Let's say you've no one to really talk to about your worries, and you feel alone, you can come in here and you are listened to.
Yeah, no, I don't think everybody. Yeah.
Okay, we're doing a mural for our Stoneybatter youth service, and us teenagers are coming up with designs, as you can see on the notice board. When you come outside this building, you don't really know what it means, and us showing that Dublin is our hometown and everything, and we grew up in this area, I feel like it gives us life, and it kind of makes us a bit happier to realise some people don't show the person they are inside, just in case if they get bullied. In this youth service, everyone is unique and different, and it's just a unique way of showing who we truly are.
Young people in areas like this, they're never listened to, like their point of views. People think, well, they're on drugs, they're just trouble. Like, if they see a young fella in a Nike tracksuit, look at him, he's a drug dealer, he's strung it. Like, people make these assumptions straight away. Like,
the north of our city now is quite a bit of a rough area at times, and you know, with the drug problem around it and like the violence that surrounds us young people, we're discriminated. You're more likely to hear older people's voices being heard than you would a younger people.
We're doing this documentary now to present our flats and where we live and stand up for the flats. Me and my friends were sitting around and we were getting like sick and tired of watching the stuff that goes on in the flats, and then we were like, that's how people are thinking of us, like there needs to be a change. So we came into the youth service like I'd say the week after, and then it came up as an idea we could do a documentary. In this documentary we're standing up for ourselves and telling people what needs changes, but there is good stuff about the flat as well. People are looking in, walking past them, and they're like, oh, them kids are like bad people because they live in the flats and they have a bad reputation. It's kind of upsetting to hear people say that because they haven't been in the flats and they don't know. The youth workers, they do help you with a lot. They do drama class, build your confidence, and then they're helping us do this so we can tell people how we actually feel.
Today we're exhibiting all our art pieces from the Watch Your Issue here in Croke Park. Next week we'll be exhibiting in LYCS Studios.
Like nobody's in the room.
Well, Watch Your Issue was about young people in the north of our city, expressing ourselves really.
The young people kind of have the benefit of expressing their own ideas in like photography, like doing films or even doing paintings.
Well, I feel like I'm getting things across that I feel really strongly about.
I wanted to do Watch Your Issue because there was a lot wrong in the community nowadays, and I thought if I was able to show it through an art piece, a lot of people might take that into consideration and find out ways to change it.
This year I'm one of the mentors. I've had experience with many different art forms, and this year we are teaching the young kids ways for them to express their own ideas in many different art forms.
It's given me and the other young people a voice, and it gives us the chance to express our issues in terms of like there's a lot of stigma around young people in the northeast inner city. Like when it comes to antisocial behaviour, they're all kind of stereotyped into that, or drug and alcohol abuse, things like that. But just here it like lets us say, listen, we're not all the same. We have our issues too, and we want to express that can impact us, not only us. Like just doing things like this, if I hadn't came to LYCS or Swan or anything like that, I wouldn't have been able to do them. I just feel like I'm able to empower young people and let them have the voice that they want to have, because the youth workers have done the same for me and I want to pass it down now.
I feel like I'm not afraid to speak out for myself.
Well, I think if I opened up a bit more, I could speak out a bit more, I can speak louder.
I'm a lot less stressed coming in here.
It helps us to not feel like we're not alone.
I don't know, I just feel like I like who I am now because they changed me.
It makes you a lot more confident.
Put you on the right road, to stay in school, go to college.
I suppose with the support of the youth projects around, that's how I got to where I am. If I didn't have them supporting me and pushing me, I probably would have gave up a long time ago and just fell into a vicious cycle of poverty and drugs and stuff like that, which can so easily happen.
I think I would be in prison now, to be honest. I don't think I'd be here. I don't think I'd be the man I'd be. I'd have no inspiration.
I wouldn't be as brave, I wouldn't believe myself. And like now, if I'm in a bad situation, I know what the right thing to do.
I would probably have a different attitude on life. So I see everything through art now, and I don't take everything for granted now. I take things serious in life.
I wouldn't have said it before I came here, but coming here I do see my future as a bit bright, hopefully, and going places. But that's because of here, and because of also how they made me feel about myself and my confidence.
Youth work has a massive impact on loads of people's life. and that's how some people are not out on the streets. There is people that actually have time for you and that they can bring it into something and they can kind of change things.
Around the applause, that was brilliant. That was incredible. So today is going to be quite relaxed. We're going to be doing cafe conversation. Everybody at the table is going to give you the opportunity to speak about what you like about your youth club, your favourite things to do. Let us know what you want to do in the future. What you would like to see in your youth service, what you would like to do, is there any activities, and share them with the table. Don't be shy, we want to know everything.